Good morning, first and third hour world history students. Today is January 19th, 2022, and we're going to continue on with world history. We're starting a new section of history, the Protestant Reformation, which in our book is chapter 16. Now, this week we have 3 assignments due. Warm-up week 19 will be due on Friday. The district has announced that we will be back in school on Thursday and Friday. So you can turn that in person to me on Friday, or you can submit it on Canvas where there's an assignment where you can drop your assignment in. Also, Chapter 17, Lesson 1 guided reading is due tonight at 11:59 p.m. And Chapter 17, Lesson 2 guided reading is due tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Today we are going to be doing our warm-up together, except for the first part, which you're going to have to do on your own. Question number 1 on our warm-up is to recreate the Europe timeline from pages 364 to 365 in your book. In the online textbook, you'll navigate to chapter 16 and go to the Place and Time tab. Number 2, number 3, and number 4 are to define the terms Christian humanism, salvation, and indulgence. Now, as we study the Protestant Reformation, this is all about divisions in religion, as Christianity splits into 2 more major branches. Catholicism, or Roman Catholic Church, will split in 1517 into a Protestant church, mostly in Northern Europe, and the Catholic Church dominating Southern Europe. Now, if you look at the picture on our screen, this is St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. Vatican City is a small little country inside the city of Rome, inside Italy. Vatican City is run by the Pope and owned by the Catholic Church. Vatican City is where those amazing works of art, like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel and the School of Athens, are located. And all of these works of art and these amazing buildings, St. Peter's Square and St. Peter's Basilica, were built by funds gathered through tithes and the sale of indulgences from all over Europe, and that money was taken to Rome to build these magnificent, lavish structures. That's going to be one of the major complaints that a German monk named Martin Luther has against the Catholic Church. And that's where we'll start. At this time, we're going to navigate to our world history textbook. I have a whole nother video on the home screen of our Canvas page that shows you how to navigate to the online textbook. On our online textbook, we navigate to chapter 16, the Reformation in Europe, and then on our chapter opener, why does this story matter? The story matters because
The story matters. The Protestant Reformation is the name given to the religious reform movement that divided Western Christianity into Catholic and Protestant groups. Martin Luther's bold attempts to reform the church led to new forms of Christianity. Although Luther did not see himself as a rebel, the spread of Protestantism ignited decades of bloody religious conflict and ended 1,000 years of domination by the Catholic Church.
Now, the painting on our screen is of that devout German monk, Martin Luther. And in 1517, Martin Luther is going to nail 99 complaints or 99 theses to the door of a church in Wittenberg, Germany. And by doing that, he sets the stage and sets in motion the splitting of the Catholic Church and the Protestant Reformation. We're going to look into the causes and the effects of Martin Luther and the Protestant Reformation. Now let's click on Place and Time, and that's going to bring us to the part of our textbook where you will use the timeline to complete number 1 on our warm-up. I want you to reproduce or recreate the Europe timeline from Place and Time in our online textbook. Now, let's go to Lesson 1. There are 3 terms that I want you to define in our warm-up, and one of those is Christian humanism. During the second half of the 15th century, the new classical learning that was part of the Italian Renaissance humanism spread to Northern Europe. From that came a movement called Christian humanism, or Northern Renaissance humanism. The major goal of this movement was the reform of the Catholic Church. Christian humanists believed in the ability of human beings to reason and improve themselves. They thought that the people read the classics, especially the fundamental teachings of Christianity in the Bible, they would become more sincerely religious. An effect of this religious feeling would be a reform of the church and of society. So, number 2, define Christian humanism. We will define Christian humanism as a movement that developed in Northern Europe during the Renaissance, combining the classical learning and individualism with the goal of reforming the Catholic Church. Number 2, salvation. Salvation is the state of being saved, that is, going to heaven. And there's 2 competing theories between Christians on how a person can gain salvation: through faith alone, or through faith and good works. Protestants said that salvation is gained through faith alone, that you cannot earn your salvation. But many Catholics believe that salvation is earned both through faith and through good works. And number 4 is one of the most important terms of the entire chapter: indulgence. During the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church started selling the forgiveness of sins for money. Logically, that means that wealthy people could buy an indulgence, their forgiveness of sins, but poor people could not afford to buy their indulgence, and therefore poor people could not afford to go to heaven. This infuriated Martin Luther, who believed that no one can purchase their forgiveness of sins, that you have to repent and earn your salvation through faith. And so indulgences was a spark that lit the Protestant Reformation. An indulgence is a release from all or part of the punishment for sin by the Catholic Church, reducing a person's time in purgatory after their death. Coach Wright's simplified definition is the purchase of the forgiveness of sins for money. An indulgence is the purchase of the forgiveness of sins for money. And that concludes our warm-up for today. You can go ahead and take a screenshot if you would like. We're going to turn our warm-ups in on Friday, and we should have 3 warm-ups. There is no school on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday is the same warm-up for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th hours. And then we'll be back in school on Thursday and Friday. Please take a look at this map of Europe, labeled the predominant religion in 1555. Now, Martin Luther nailed his 99 Thesis to the door of Wittenberg in 1517. So it takes about 40 years for the Protestant Reformation to take effect. And the Christian church in Europe is going to split into several different branches. Now, if you look at what is green on the map, that is Roman Catholic. The capital of Roman Catholicism is Vatican City in Rome. That's where the Pope lived down here in Italy. And you'll notice that even after the Protestant Reformation, Southern Europe remains almost entirely Catholic. So Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, Corsica, Sardinia, Austria, Southern Germany, Poland and Ireland remain Catholic. Now, Martin Luther started Protestantism, and his branch of Protestantism was the Lutheran Church. If you look at the pink areas, which are Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, the Baltic coast, and northern Germany, become Lutheran Protestants. And that city of Wittenberg is right up here. That's where the Protestant Reformation started in Northern Europe. There were other types of Protestant churches. Calvinists in purple dominated Scotland and the Netherlands and Switzerland. Calvinists believe in something called predestination. Predestination is the belief that God has predecided or preordained who will be saved. Now, in England broke away from the Catholic Church and established its own church, the Church of England, or the Anglican Church. We're going to study this process under a famous king named Henry VIII in the coming weeks. He was the king that famously had 6 wives. Now, also I want to draw your attention to Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe is in blue, and Russia and Greece remain Orthodox Christian, which split away from the Catholic Church around the year 1000. So these are the effects of the Protestant Reformation, is that Europe is divided religiously between different branches of Christianity. Notably, Southern Europe remains Catholic. Northern Europe is mostly Protestant, and Eastern Europe is mostly Orthodox Christian. Today, most churches in Oklahoma are Protestant churches. However, there are many Catholic churches and even a few Orthodox churches in modern-day Oklahoma. Now let's take a look at our Canvas course. Your course should look like this. All of our online classes that we've had this week are posted on the top module, Videos of Class. When this video is done, I will post it up here also. There's a short video, it's about 1.5 minutes long, on how to access the online textbook. And on the right side of your page will be all of the assignments that are coming up that you need to do. Make sure that you prioritize and do the assignments that are coming up first before you do the ones that are farther away. Right here under Spring 2022 POD, Plan of the Day, you will find all of the warm-ups so far this semester. And of course, we have all of the other resources that we're using, PowerPoints and notes in our Canvas modules. Please email me, text me, call me, communicate with me if you need any help, and I'll be happy to assist you. I can't wait to see you all again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Please like this video on YouTube and type in your name or your initials to let me know that you watched it. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see you all again back in person tomorrow. Strength and honor.